do it. We're into the draft though, in Existence. You'll be happy, Daniel. They've gotten that blue side. They've gotten the 2 Z bans through. Telenos, Wisp are gone. This means Existence have one more quote-unquote overpowered ban to go through. That'll be the Sephra. Now the onus is on Sleepy Team to ban out an Elsu.
Yeah. So this is Existence's answer, is to just draft first.
And because they're drafting first, they get first pick of anything that's let through. If Sleepy Team ban out they're going to let through the Elsu, so they get Richter. I'm not sure I agree with that.
They banned out Raz last draft as well. Apparently, they're more afraid of Bamboo's Raz than anyone on the side of Existence being able to play Elsu. We've seen in the past, Elsu doesn't always win if someone on the team isn't capable of piloting him perfectly.
And to be blunt, Existence haven't played any sideline marksman.
No, they have not. That is an issue when you're trying to pick up an Elsu.
Richter and Liliana are the first 2 picks now for Sleepy Team. Existence, of course, having already picked that Elsu in the #1 slot, are hovering over what seems to be the Annette for their second-round picks.
So, TJ, do you think this Elsu is going to go to Blue Triton or Bamboo?
No, I think it's going to be sideline.
The answer's no.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it's going to be sideline to answer your question, so
Blue Triton, probably?
Yeah, the thing is, though,
Royce is top lane.
with Existence, they can swap people around. So the answer could be Blue Triton in sideline, it could be Blue Triton in jungle.
And look at what we have, gentlemen. The Yorn is picked in, but now we have a Ryoma that's going to be hitting down into the jungle. Yet another instance of some early game pressure.
Yeah, Ryoma is someone we've seen in the jungle quite a lot lately. The fact that he has such amazing range, you go in with the pinwheel and the Wailing Blade smack, and it's beautiful to set up kills.
It's my boy Ignis. He's back. It's been a long time since Season 2, where Ignis was far and away the most powerful character in the game. Now he's back for this matchup to combo with the Elsu. You are making very disappointed noises.
Yeah, I'm right there with him. The disappointment has arrived, but we also have the Assassin in the side lane that's going to be in that Irie. A couple little bounces of the hovers, but the Mina ends up with the final pick of Sleepy Team. We'll get to that in a moment. To couple with your Ignis as well as everything else, how are we thinking of Existence's comp?
This is, okay, I'm going to hang one giant question mark over the draft.
Okay.
I love it if the Elsu looks good.
I don't think that's a question, that's a conditional statement.
Okay, that's very specific, but you're right. So they've got Wonder Woman jungle for big stun from Blue Triton. I like that because he plays tankier characters very, very well, unlike other teams. They've got the Ignis. That also looks good, comboing with the big defense that they have from the jungle, and especially with the Annette CC. If the Elsu's hitting his shots, this draft looks perfect. And Royds, who it looks like is getting that Elsu, I think could be the perfect player to run the Elsu on this team. But it very much depends on him hitting his snipes.
D2, do you have as conditional of an opinion as him?
I was going to say, that's a cop-out, TJ.
No, there is one component.
Okay.
There is one component.
Elsu is the most variable hero in the game. Elsu is the most variable hero in the entire game. If he's missing his snipes, you lose. If he's hitting his snipes, you win no matter what composition you're in. I suppose you're saying if he hits it at an adequate level?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think this needs to be an insane Elsu. I think this needs to be a competent Elsu. And I think the fact they're putting it on Royds is a good sign because, yeah, they're shuffling Royds out of the mid lane, but they're also doing it to say, hey, can anyone play Elsu? And Royds is like, yeah, I can. That's how he sounds.
That's exactly how he sounds. I'm going to get that on a voiceover
If he's in the Bissell lane, that'll work out well for him as well because he gets hyper-farmed. I want to explain my groaning for the Ignis because Ignis I really wanted to see as a counter to Sephra. He used to counter Sephra pretty hard before his nerf. I wanted to see teams try to go back into that. Now he's going against Liliana. That's not a good matchup.
Not only do we have that, but the early game snowball potential of Sleepy Team is something we have to look out for. But Existence might have a plan to shut them down. EU match number 2, game number 2 starts now.
Oh, and Royds is already checking the bush with bullets.
That is probably not a place you want to go into when you're going against an Elsu because he will shoot you in the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's what he does. He's really good at shooting.
And if he's able to land the snipes, he's a very, very good character because the range gives him, it's almost an assassination-like effect. You almost have a mobility assassin, except he doesn't even need to risk his life. But as we've seen so many times, if he doesn't land his shots, then he's just a mediocre Telenos.
Exactly. And by the way, there's almost a reason why his role is marksman assassin. It's because he's able to hit those snipes, kind of acts like one.
Okay, so question. We saw Z pull out the Yorn after the Elsu was locked in. Is that a deliberate attempt to counter the Elsu?
I don't believe so. Obviously,
No.
you can hit that heart shot if he's just sitting there in the bushes. It won't kill him, though, so I don't think it's worth it. He just wants to have that because he seems most comfortable on it after his favorites were banned out last week.
Hey, nobody believes in the Ignis. Bamboo does, and Bamboo makes it work. Stunning up 09 repeatedly, allowing the rest of his team to come through and find the kills.
So the stuns from Rain of Fire used to be 1 second long. Now they're 0.75 seconds long, but it's still a 0.75 second stun that resets itself constantly because of the resetting fire crash.
So you can just keep people locked down for absurd periods of time, and if your team's on point, which Existence definitely are in team fights, they can follow through always.
Exactly, and that lasso of truth was perfect there. Ooh, that's usually a smack. That's usually a smackdown, but Clemmer's too fast.
Zoom. Existence. Also, I'd like to talk about it. The reason I was so excited for Ignis and Annette with the Elsu is because one of the many things that a lot of Elsu mains or Elsu compositions have been trying to do is find characters that stun for the Elsu to land snipes on.
Yeah, and that will be perfect for him to be able to do that.
Knight does poke in as Existence went for this very aggressive invade onto the Sage
Ooh.
Golem. Holy Brand! Knight's very low! The fire crash! It doesn't quite kill him! In the meantime, there's dive around the side. Knight and the rest of Sleepy Team thought maybe they'd find an opening, but they're pushed back.
Did you see that Clemmer's tried to go behind the tower to kill him?
And now Fico goes into the midst of the enemy team. Blue Triton's gone. It takes 09 to dive in and secure that. The water wall's there. Clemmer's will dive very far forward, but Sadboy in the meantime has deleted Bamboo. He'll catch Roids as well. Sleepy Team, that's a double kill to their name. And Clemmer's isn't out free yet either. Fico considers a chase. He will get free.
Existence stayed way too long on that bush, TJ. What were they doing? Having the longest bush party of 2019, apparently. And Sleepy Team says, what are you doing? Let's just shut that down.
Filed a noise complaint. The police came round.
Absolutely. Sad Boy is like, what are you guys doing over there? You youngsters are a bit too loud.
It's 3 minutes and you're still in our jungle. I'm not really sure why that's going.
Well, one thing we did see is that Elsu into Yorn is really good for the Elsu because Yorn likes to stand still and Elsu loves things that stand still.
Lots of damage to be dealt. Existence, though, again, really good play in the team fights. We saw that play out, but when it comes to macro, they're taking the wrong fights.
Exactly.
Check it in. Oh, that was a good Hurricane Wall. And Blue Triton just trades places. It's not enough to save him, though, as VQ drifts back and lands the Shining Light. Blue Triton's brawling. Oh, that Holy Brand. That's beautiful. Blue Triton has a kill. Fico dives forward. The Riki shot will be targeted onto Bamboo, who just dives underneath the tower and will not quite dodge it, but he's got the defense to stay alive.
Despite my doubts, Bamboo is definitely proving his worth. The Holy Embers was beautiful on the multiple members, and he's keeping them in this game.
Roids pokes C and then leaves him. Hey, I'm here.
Just by the way, if you didn't know.
Clemaris is losing this lane kind of consistently.
That's surprising because Clemaris, remember, was the star of week 1 when he was able to potentially win games by himself. Now he's having a little bit of a trouble on that Irie.
Resetting back to his base, Knight has been repeatedly drifting up to back up Sandboy, who's already very farmed, so that's probably where the trouble's coming from.
Z might die here.
Blue Triton. That's a lot of tower shots eaten. He will stay alive, surviving just barely outside of the range of that Dark Dominion. There's some backup from Roids as well.
So a lot of stationary members does help Bamboo and Elsu, but they're not landing these shots, other than Bamboo a couple of times here. And in particular, Fico, look for Fico to punish Bamboo if he ever steps forward.
Fico trying to do exactly that. Bamboo's able to back off, though, resetting.
Speaking of punish, 09, always in the bushes, always looking for that death site to lock people in and make sure that they get taken out. Because again, we talk about mobility. Bamboo has, you know, he can run around pretty fast, but he doesn't have any dashes. Same thing goes with Roids, only has a disengage.
The Abyssal up for grabs. Z has vision. There's the snipe to end it, but Z doesn't care. He lands the heart shot and gets rid of that Abyssal, snatching it over to Sleepy Team.
It's only a few hundred gold, but it just makes you feel good, TJ.
A few hundred gold matters when the gold lead is only a few hundred gold.
Yeah, absolutely. That hard shot was just right on time. Beautifully done.
So we talked a lot about the bot lane. What happens when Roids gets late game? Because that's really my only caveat. What happens with a late game Elsu?
He gets a lot of damage, and every snipe that he hits is going to be absolutely chunking through, which could turn team fights. He needs to land the snipes, though, and he needs to get farmed up in the first place.
Holy Brand to check the bush. Is anyone there? Yeah, definitely. A couple people drop down to half HP. Sleepy Team take that as a cue that their time in mid is over. Drift down to the bot lane, where they'll take a tower for free.
Look at the damage here coming out. There's going to be double rank breaker coming out from Richter and Ryoma.
Clemares tries to assassinate Sadboy, gets him down to half HP. Can he take the brawl? Sadboy realizes he can't get through mid. Blue Triton overextends though, and that's enough. Now the damage from 09 will come through, chasing Bamboo back. The Holy Brand's enough to reset him, and the lasso scoops him back. Beautifully done from Blue Triton. He's got a kill. I don't think it's enough though, because they're still back. Chicketed down, Triton down, and only 09. The support from Sleepy Team falls in trade.
That is a sign of a good support, TJ. You saw 09 was the only one in trouble the entire time, and that is by design. He purposely put himself out so that his teammates wouldn't get messed with, and that meant that the rest of his teammates were able to clean up at the end of that fight.
And clean up they did. Sleepy Team a little bit more tenuous grasp on power than game one, but they are still in control.
Exactly, and as they continue to have this control, particularly looking at these towers, TJ, they have the two tier 1 towers. That means they can take these objectives. I'm looking at the 35 seconds on that Dark Slayer.
Invade does come through from 09 into the enemy jungle. And that's continuing the pattern of pressure we've seen from the Mina.
Yeah, absolutely. Able to put that pressure on. Oh, look at this. The rank breakers taken here from Ryoma. The Astral Spear is already there from the Richter. If they ever take a fight, the low armor amount on the side of Existence are just going to come under so much pressure, and they're going to wilt.
Royds is struggling with farm by contrast.
Yeah, Royds needs to get that farm put together. He has the Muramasa. Looks like he's going into the Fafnir's Talon, but he's going to need to get into that Fenrir's Tooth as quickly as possible to start going and chunking the snipes.
Bamboo will get Dark Dominion and deleted, smacked down by Knight.
Oh my goodness, needs to get out of there quicker because that's what will happen to you.
And they don't get the minion wave, meaning the next tower will fall in mid.
Yeah, that just goes to show how good that pick-off was, because who's the person whose job it is to clear the minion wave? It's the mage. They kill the mage, they get the tower easy peasy.
Chicketon unable to save their star player. It should be noted, though, Ignis does have a spectacular wave clear, so even as Existence are forced back, keep in mind, this may be a situation where they're able to sit behind high grounds for a disgustingly long while.
if you know, Sleepy Team isn't able to kill Bamboo.
Oh, Chicketon. Forced to flicker away. Bamboo in the meantime, Dark Dominion. He might be able to get to safety. He does pop the Holy Brand, but it's not in time.
Not in time whatsoever. He goes down easily. That's what I mentioned. If he goes down, they cannot hold on to these towers.
So he actually flickered as he was Dark Dominioned. So he flickered to safety and then ran back in.
Exactly.
Chicketon spends the Hurricane Wall here to separate the team. You can see 09 drop very low. Clemares with the dive. He'll get one. That's 2 over as Knight also falls. Existence have worked it back.
Clemares, this is the Clemares we saw week 1, 1v5ing the entire team. He needs to do that so many more times, though, in order for Existence to get back into this.
He did also have the backup of Royds, doing a lot of damage in that fight, finally starting to come into his build with that Fafnir's Talon.
Yeah, the Fafnir's Talon, on your auto attacks, it does do 8% of the target's remaining health, so that will chunk people if they are on high health there. It's really good for the auto attack, especially because you have that extra attack speed to your name. But look for that Fenrir's Tooth to come out next. Once you get the Fenrir's Tooth, then we'll be talking.
Then we'll be talking about big damage constantly.
Yeah, absolutely. Clemares. Look at Clemares, always split pushing.
09 does feel a little bit of that Fafnir's Talon here in mid. You can see his max HP dropping very, very quickly. The same's true for Royds as he also steps forward.
Right, but once your health goes down, the Fafnir's Talon does less because it's the percentage of your remaining HP. That's where the Fenrir's Tooth comes in. Because once you're below 50% of your health, it does 30% extra, which more than makes up for the amount that you're missing from the Fafnir's.
Top lane is the focus from... Oh, chick, you were just a little bit too late. 09 barely scrapes out of that, but that does mean they know, especially with Chicken's Ring at the feet, that there's nobody in the area. They'll try and take advantage of that by pressing against this tower. I would frankly have preferred them to go for a Slayer with that time, but they might not have had it.
Right, they're just trying to get as much done as they can.
Oh, that's a good Dark Dominion. Triton and Bamboo both caught out forward and both go down. Royds needs to escape, and Chicketon's here with an escort mission as the disengage Hurricane Wall duo comes through. Royds cannot get to safety in time. Chicketon will sacrifice his life to stall out the wave with a flicker. Clemares, in the meantime, falls down bottom. That's devastating. Sleepy Team win all the fights. They did get Royds to safety, but he is the only player up.
He needs to clear the wave here, or else this is it, TJ.
He has one wave to deal with. That's his only blessing. He'll spend it now, desperately trying to clear the wave. The core is focused down. He can't get to the minions. He's dove well within his base, and it will be game one to Sleepy Team.
Just like that, Sleepy Team just says, all right, we'll fight you here. And that's just the game as they rotate bottom. Oh my goodness, Sleepy Team lay this